Welcome you all to ATM Creations, and I welcome you all to this day 24 dot mandala challenge. Let's begin. So I'm going to continue with my kid stories in this video too. If at all someone asks me, Radha, what is the toughest task you have ever done in life? I would say raising two boys and maintaining two teenagers at home. Oh my goodness, not an easy task. If you expected me to say that getting into Limca Book of Records was the toughest task, trust me, it's not. Raising two boys. Now pause this video, go to the comment section and tell me what is the toughest task you have ever done in life. It need not necessarily be funny as I share. If you have something serious to share, please go ahead and share. And you know what happens sometimes? These two would fight for some silly reasons, okay? And if I jump in and scold someone, the other one will immediately stop fighting and come in between me and the son who is being scolded and start defending the other. And at that moment I would look like a stupid. Whatever I say, whether it is difficult to raise them or it was easy to raise them, it's definitely a blessing to have both of them. I should say that also. Let me share one of the incident which Krishna did. Okay, by around 15 months, he stopped bottle feeding and he started drinking in normal glass as we do. And looking at Sriram using bottle, he restarted. And there is something called, in Tamil we call it as thuli, meaning it is a sling, traditional sling, in which we help children to sleep. So he had actually stopped habit of using that traditional sling. I'm talking about Sri Krishna. And he started sleeping normally as all other adults do. Now, looking at Sriram doing it, this guy also wanted to do it again. I was so ignorant about how to educate him that the sling is not going to take his weight. He did not listen. He said, "No, I want sling, I want." I said, "Okay, you want sling?" I told him clearly, "See, the sling cannot take your weight, you're going to fall down." He never understood anything, or he acted like he didn't understand. I don't know. He non-stop, he was crying, "I want sling again." I said, "God save you, man." And then I prepared another sling. He wanted to get inside himself. Sir was growing up, no, so he wanted to do things himself. I said, "Okay, go ahead, God save you again." And he got into the sling. Obviously, the sling could not take his weight. And the cloth which we used tore off totally, and this boy fell down. He started crying so badly. That is when I told him this doesn't suit you, and he understood. So now I'm narrating it as a normal story, but when it happened, it was so difficult for me to handle. And the next thing is that when I had two boys only, I realized boys are more towards moms and girls are more towards dad. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my personal experience. I love my mom, but I was more closer to my dad. Similarly, both my kids, they love their dad, but fortunately or unfortunately, they were more clinging on to me. Sometimes my husband would be willing to help me out, but these kids should accept the help. No, they don't go to him at all. Sometimes these kids behave as if he's not a human being at all. It was such a difficult task for me to handle them. When after having Sriram, when we came back to Bangalore, I was working no, with Wipro Technologies. So I joined my duty and started working. In the evening, my office timing was 8:30 to 6, but the daycare opens only by 8 o'clock. So after leaving kids at daycare by 8 a.m., I need to travel 14 kilometers to go to my office, and I cannot take the company's bus because the bus arrives closer to my home by 7:15. I cannot take that bus for a simple reason: the daycare doesn't open by 7:15. So I have to leave kids at daycare, and then my husband used to drop me at my office, and I always reached half an hour late. So I never took lunch break. It was always working lunch for me. That's how I clocked in my working hours. And I used to finish my office at a regular office time of 6 p.m. and then take the company bus to reach back home. And when I reach back home, it would be around 7 p.m. 7 p.m. or 7:15 p.m. too. The kind of baggages that I would have with me is my handbag, my laptop bag. Okay. And then when I go to daycare to pick up my kids, it would be their um, dress bag and it would be their food bag. And Krishna was about 2.5, 3, and Shriram was too small. He did not start walking, he was that small a baby, so I had to carry him. So imagine I have my laptop bag, handbag, and I used to carry Shriram, and I used to carry their dress bag and Krishna's school bag, and I have to manage holding Krishna also as I walk. From daycare to home, it is hardly about 200, 300 meters, but still, I used to feel like a donkey. That's how I used to feel. It was such a difficult task, and sometimes, if either one of the kid falls sick, then it is another tough task for me because my husband used to come home only by 9:30, 9:45, and I cannot wait until my husband comes home to take kids to doctor. So I used to do everything myself. So initially, I used to feel, why me? Why am I not getting any support? But I later understood. On one such day, I brought both kids home and I just left all the bags, and I used to bathe kids then so that they feel fresh. So I was giving bath to Sriram, and after giving bath to Sriram, when I came out of bathroom along with him, I couldn't find Krishna anywhere. And I generally he used to hide himself behind the door or under the table and all that. And I searched in all possible places where we have played hide and seek, and Krishna was not found anywhere. And unfortunately, what increased my doubt was the main door was open. Home's main door was open. So I was so damn scared that I think Krishna had gone out somewhere. I didn't know what to do. My heart started beating faster. I couldn't explain it in words. In a few minutes, all possible negative thoughts came to my mind. What if someone would have kidnapped my kid? What if something bad would have happened to my kid? I cannot explain. Now I'm happily explaining it, narrating it to you. But at that point of time when I went through, it was like, oh my god, I have lost my kid kind of a feeling. I immediately called up my husband and told him that I couldn't find Krishna. And he said, I will reach home in 40 minutes from now. However, you inform the house owner at second floor. Uh, let them help you immediately. I am on my way. I will reach as quickly as possible. So our home was in first floor, and house owner was staying in the second floor. I informed house owner. Whole lot of scene was created. They also came, tried their best, but Krishna was nowhere to be seen. And I was crying. So house owner came, he did his best, and he had house owner had five sons, and three of them were staying in ground floor, two of them were in the first floor. Everybody started roaming around in different directions in search of Krishna. I didn't call any of my relatives or friends and tell them what's happening with me, because I know anyway they cannot come to Bangalore and help me out. It's going to be too late by then. And I didn't want to make anybody worry about what's happening with me. So I didn't call any of them. And in the meanwhile, people were searching. People were too helpful, I should say. People of that house owner family was God in human form. They did all possible help. The meanwhile, my husband reached home. The moment I saw him, I cried aloud. Very loudly, I cried. So my husband asked me, "Where and all did you search?" I said, "In all the places where we normally play hide and seek, I searched." My husband knows all those places because he had seen me and Krishna play hide and seek, so he knows all those secret hidden places at home. Okay, so first the question was, "Did you search in all those places?" I said, "Yes." And then he said, "Okay, let me search in other places where you have not searched." And the first thing he did was to look under the cot in our bedroom. And he said, "Radha, Krishna is here. Ask everybody to stop searching." And my heart started beating all over again, normally. And I called every single house owner sons who were literally roaming around in search of Sri Krishnan. I called them and said, "I'm sorry to have caused inconvenience. Krishna is found under the cot. My husband just found, and he's fine." So everybody came, and when we saw Krishna under the cot, he was actually sleeping under the cot. Deep sleep. Hmm? And my husband did his best to go under the cot and pull him out. Obviously, my husband held both of his legs and dragged him out. Literally pulled him out. Okay, and when we pulled him, obviously he woke up, and when we asked him, "Why did you go there?" "No, no, ma, my car toy went under the cot, so I went to take my toy and I felt sleepy and I slept off." I felt like giving one tight slap, but poor kid, he's a kid. I apologized to all house owner family members, and they were like, "No, no, Radha, it is okay. It's okay. We anyway, baby is there. That's enough." Poor Krishna, what does he know what happened? He doesn't know anything about what happened, no. So when he saw me and my husband together, he was so happy. I don't know why after Krishna was found, I couldn't stop crying. I was crying for at least 10-15 minutes. I took a lot of time to calm down, and Krishna was happily smiling at me, poor kiddo. And we focused on preparing dinner, eating, and after finishing dinner, then I called up my parents and told them what Krishna was up to. And finally, we all had a good laugh. How much ever Krishna grows up to, I will never ever forget the experience, or I should say like this, I will never ever forget that heart attack he gave me. And that's when I decided, or my husband suggested basically, no problem, I understand what you might have gone through until I came. So, hereafter, to avoid this kind of a situation, make sure the moment you enter home with kids, close the main door, lock it, and then start doing anything that you want to, so that you are at least sure that child is inside the home. It is only because the main door was open, my mind started functioning towards everything that is negative. As I'm talking to you now, I'm happily, with a whole lot of a smile, I'm narrating the incident. But without experiencing heart attack, I experienced heart attack on that particular day. However, Sri Krishna is a blessing to me. The lesson that I learned from this incident was, when your mind is filled with anxiety, fear, anything that is completely negative, your mind loses its ability to function effectively. I don't know how my husband could stay calm in that situation, but it is only because he stayed calm, his mind could function effectively, and he could look under the cot and we found the kit. This was the actual lesson that I learned from that situation. Now go ahead, share similar incidences where you felt a kind of a heart attack, and what did you learn from that situation? Day 24 Mandala challenge is done. Now go ahead, recreate it, share it with me.